Just wanted to share with you a few notes about our last book club discussion on Friday. Unfortunately, we lost the recording, which is one of, I guess, the key lessons from that whole thing is anytime you have a live event, anything could happen, technical issues and everything else. So that's one of the things that makes them so interesting, so dangerous, and so special. Live demonstration of one of the key principles, right? We had a great meeting. Rosalin Kahn, who is the author of the book, joined us and talked about The Captivating Speaker, which is a very thin, very portable book. And she did that for a reason because, when you're doing public speaking, you carry with you very little, maybe your notes and maybe a couple of other things. But this is a great resource for a little bit of inspiration or last minute encouragement. Great book. Rosalind shared her experience with speaking on the TED stage and some of her other experiences and how that has changed things for her, which I think everybody who's in aviation needs to learn to share their stories more effectively. I think that will help everyone in the industry because there are so many people in the public that have a misunderstanding or misconception about what we do, especially in business aviation or private aviation. Stella shared some great insights as well about public speaking from her theater background, which was pretty cool and very useful. John shared his experiences from his EMBA class where they were grilled by a news anchor and had to go through their videos and have them analyzed by the class, which sounds like a perfectly horrifying experience. Ben talked about his experience, several of his experiences, one of which was working with the Navy, giving a course. One of the questions he was asked as the speaker is, where do you want us to stack our weapons? So you have to be prepared for the unexpected, depending on what's going on in the situation, what the situation is, and you have to be able to have some empathy and read the room and do all of those things as a speaker. Rosalind also shared a great tip for nervous speakers, which is basically making a cognitive link between public speaking and something that you really do enjoy. For example, if I think of tiramisu, which is one of my favorite desserts, I almost always smile. That connection in my head is a positive one. So if you can connect a scary experience with a positive one, that can really help you overcome some of the anxiety about public speaking. Kellie also shared the importance of spatial awareness on a stage, which is a little bit different than just standing in a room. She shared an experience where there were a panel of speakers that were seated at a table on a stage. Someone scooted forward and tipped the table over the edge of the stage, which I'm sure made the event much more memorable than it would otherwise have been. So the whole point is that speaking live, you can do as much preparation as you can, and you should do as much preparation as you can. But things almost never go precisely as planned. So being able to roll with the eventualities and roll with the circumstances is really, really important. And that's also part of the reason that live speaking is so much more powerful than a recording because you never know exactly what's going to happen. Speaking requires courage, empathy, and the ability to really read the room and engage with an audience. So, great discussion. I'm very, very sorry that we were not able to save that recording. Sometimes we have technical difficulties that we can't recover from, but certainly hope that you will join us for our next book club event, which is going to be navigating LinkedIn for sales. So it'll be a great one for those of you who use LinkedIn or don't use LinkedIn and maybe should, and anyone who's in business to business sales, like most of us in aviation are. So thank you if you joined us, and I'm sorry you missed it if you didn't because we didn't save the recording, but we'll definitely take precautions to make sure we're able to get the next one.